how hard you hit. It's about how hard you can get hit and keep moving forward.
To infinity and beyond.
Some people without brains do an awful lot of talking, don't they?
It's classified.
You talking to me?
I could tell you, but then I'd have to kill you.
I can't lie!
Expecto Patronum!
Entertainment X.
You never know what you're gonna get.
For this episode, I sit down and chat with Ace Young. Ace and I are finishing up a show along with many wonderful, talented people down at the Axelrod Theater on the Jersey Shore. The show is Aida, and he was playing Radames. I got to play his father, Zoser. We discussed the show, his work ethic, his views on life, his upbringing, a little bit of American Idol, and so much more. I think there's some wonderful, wonderful takeaways from this conversation that can change the way you behave when you are in a professional setting. And Ace is the consummate professional, and we get to dissect a little bit of where that comes from. So I hope you enjoy this episode and keep on keeping on. We're back. I'm Clayton Howe, and today with me is Ace Young here in Deal Park, New Jersey. Ace, baby, how you doing?
Doing great. How are you?
I'm good. We're like right in between two shows, so thank you for using your voice.
Of course.
When you should be resting.
This is my vocal rest voice.
Yes, there it is. It's perfect because it'll be a nice, intimate conversation.
Make them turn up the speakers.
Oh yeah. So I'm curious. What would growing up? Did you have theater dreams or performing dreams?
No, I was an athlete. I grew up as an athlete, wanting to be a musical artist.
Yeah.
I thought every artist wrote their own music. So when I grew up, I was trying to keep up with 4 older brothers who were all great athletes.
Yeah.
In football, baseball, basketball, track and field, downhill slalom skiing. Being from Boulder, we had a lot of winter sportage. And so I grew up feeling like I was behind in everything. My brothers are 4, 8, 10, and 12 years older than me, and they're giants. They're 6'7", 6'4", 6'4", and 6'3", and I am a short 6'1" in my family. I'm tall when I leave the house, but when I go back, I'm still the shrimp.
You're the shrimp.
So I grew up wanting to do everything my brothers did.
Yeah.
And they were great athletes. So I tried to keep up with them, and they demolished me every sport all my life. And in turn, I had no idea, but I was demolishing kids my age because I was used to getting beat up by people that were so much bigger and so much older that by the time I played sports with kids my age, it was a joke.
Wow.
I mean, I when I started baseball in Little League, I was 9 years old with the 11-year-olds, and after my first year in Little League, I made the All-Star team, and they said, "You're not allowed to play Little League next year."
Were you still like the age though?
I was 9. I was playing with 11-year-olds. They didn't let me play with 11-year-olds. And that's because my brothers had me trained to play against them, and they were already older than that.
Big guys.
So it was interesting. I didn't know what I was supposed to do, and I went on a traveling baseball team that first summer as a 10-year-old. We were the Niwot Rockies. We played, we played almost 70 games that summer. And we were playing on original baseball-sized fields with 330 in left, 410 in center. I'm 10 years old now, and we were 62-7.
Oh my God!
We won state. Half of the players on that team went pro in baseball.
Yeah,
and that's what I grew up with.
Holy crap!
And then I got into baseball going into high school, and we had won state multiple times. In football, my football team was undefeated for 3 years, and our first year we didn't give up a first down. It was ridiculous. So I was very competitive.
Yeah.
And then when I was about 9 years old when I saw my brother do More Than Words at his talent school performance. And when he sang it, I had chills for the first time from a singing song performance. And in that moment, it was something I had never done. 9 years old, watching my brother, and we sing as a family, but never as like a solo artist. And when I saw him sing that, I got chills up and down my body. all the chicks went crazy. And I instantly went, I got to do that too. So at 9, I started working with the same producer he was working with at 17. And we wrote original music. And by the time I was 11, I started performing at local malls. I'd get paid $30. And I'd do a 30-minute set. I'd find some dancers, and they'd do choreography on the sides while I'm performing in front of a big-ass statue at the mall.
Is this like with a karaoke track?
Oh,
Like
no, these are original songs.
So you're playing?
I recorded the tracks, so I didn't have to play, so I could dance with the dancers. And this is 91. So I'm having fun.
Yeah.
Having a ball, getting paid. And I also got hooked up like crazy for all my football friends, because every time we went to a place called Funplex in Denver, has bowling, roller skating, arcades, you name it, it's there. Putt-putt.
Yeah.
Every time I went there, my whole football team would come because they'd give us as many tokens as we wanted. They'd let everybody do everything. And being a poor kid, not poor because of being like a poor family, but because we had 5 kids.
Yeah.
Like I didn't buy my own T-shirt, like a new T-shirt, until I was 9 years old. I thought
you had
everybody
a
got.
hand-me-down.
I thought everybody got hand-me-downs. My mom took me into a JCPenney, and I was like, "You have been holding out." I was pissed. I was furious. But no, it was always sports. I was trying to keep up. So it was interesting when I got into music later in my life. It was more for survival. Like when I got into it, it was like I was trying to survive. So I oftentimes found myself as like the only white guy in an all-black place singing R&B music, but I was going to kill it because I had no choice.
And all of this is like normal to you.
Yeah.
This producing your own concerts.
Thought everybody did. I thought everybody did. I didn't know that other writers wrote songs for Sheryl Crow and all these other people. I thought Sheryl wrote every song, like, and had to play everything. So I learned how to play everything and write everything.
Was this like the producer's encouragement, or this was like literally you were like, I have this idea?
Yeah, I have this idea,
That's crazy.
and it was weird,
awesome.
but it was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
And then when I found out that I could write for other people, my career took a totally different turn, because now I can write for artists that want to go sing the song 300 times a year, and I don't have to sing it ever again. I just have to sing it in the studio and sell the artist on their great idea. That's amazing.
Yeah.
I can do that, because
Yeah.
if I don't believe them, it sucks until I believe them. So that was my biggest thing when I was in the studio. I was like, I just want to believe you. I don't care if you're a kid singing about bubblegum. If you mean it, it'll be the best bubblegum song I've ever heard in my life. And I've been always locking to that. I didn't know I was acting, because that's what you do when you act.
Yeah.
You mean it. But I was doing that with artists when they were coming through in 2000. I before American Idol, I had moved out to California. I had driven out with $300 in a car that probably shouldn't have had at the time, because it cost me more than $300 a month. But I had it, and I didn't know what I was going to do. So I got a job the first day, and as I was working selling cell phones, I was knocking on production doors, trying to get into a production house of some type of music that I appreciated. I knocked on Brian McKnight's door. 6'4", 230-pound Brian McKnight opened the door and shut the door. I knocked again. He opened the door again. He goes, "How can I help you?" I was like, "Man, I sing. I want to show you my stuff. I don't even need you to work with me, but I if you tell me a name of someone, anyone, I'll go talk to them. I'll go talk to them, and I will work with them just because I love the cleanliness of your production that much." And he was a little interested. So I went in and I sat down, and he was sitting in the studio with Javier, who won Voice Season 1, but this is before The Voice. Javier was a signed artist, and Javier plays every instrument. So Javier's sitting there, and they're writing a song that they're going to release together, and I sat in a studio for 3 hours, didn't say a word. When they were done, Javier left, and Brian stood up, didn't say anything to me, walked around outside of the listening room we were in, went up to a grand piano, started playing Back at One. Because he knew, white boy knows Back at One. It hit the white people. Yeah. And then he stopped and he started playing Anytime. Do you ever think about me? Do you ever cry yourself to sleep in the middle of the night when you're awake? Are you calling out for me? Singing to get me nervous. Because right halfway through it, he goes, "Do you want to sing something?" I'm 21 years old, living in California. And I said, yes, I would love to. And I walked out of the listening room into the piano area. And I said, here's a song you know, because it's yours. I picked a song that he knew was hard to sing as a guy, especially one that just got through puberty with the breaks of the voice. So I started singing, and I went, First time I looked into your eyes, I saw heaven, whoa, heaven in your eyes. And he stopped me, just hand in the face. Why is a white boy from Colorado singing like me? I said, truthfully, I'd love your production. Blows my mind. It's so clean, but I also write. He goes, well, sing me one of yours. So I start one of mine. I sit around, gone crazy, looking at the world but thinking nothing but your face. Feels like I died when you left me, and I know I need to get up and get out this place. 'Cause I know if I let you win, you ain't never gonna be in my life again. Sad but true, no one wants me blue. Try to live, but then I think of you and all I say, hey, don't go. And he literally went, stop.
Oh my God.
He goes, what do you want to do? I said, I want to produce my music as clean as yours is. He goes, would you write for anybody else? I said, yeah, of course. He got on the phone, put the phone down, slid me a little piece of paper, said, I want you to work with me in my production hub. So I was like, cool. Didn't know what that meant. So I was like, I'm going to be able to record my stuff and write for some other people. And he's like, yep, we're going to figure this out. So for the next 2 years, I was in the studio anytime I wasn't selling cell phones, and I was writing. I was writing for his group of artists, myself, him, Wayne Brady, Shoshana Bean, and we also had a little guy named JT who sounded like Justin Timberlake, but he was 12. Just a little beast, and a group of 5 guys named Brother. In the moment, we had a ball. I then was asked by him to open up for he and New Edition. So I did. And I went out, and I had a beanie on because I like wearing beanies. And Brian would be on the side of the stage, and he would signal to me when to take it off. Because at a Paramount, in front of 2,000 people, I have a beanie on. You know everybody's going, he's got to be a 10th black. Has to be. Yeah. I'm singing Butterflies. So I'm literally doing that Michael. All I got to say is that I must be dreaming, can't be real. You're not here with me. See, but I can feel you near to me. Heaven, I caress you, let you taste the just so blissful. Listen. As I'm singing, I would see Brian get excited on the side, and he'd go, take it off. Take it off. I'd take my beanie off.
Yeah.
And you'd hear 2,000 people go, ugh. They were shocked. But at the same point, it was beautiful because they loved what I brought to the world of that music.
Yeah.
And they all gave me big hugs. And we toured Oakland, we toured LA, we toured all these different spots, and it was so much fun. Brian was trying to put together a record label. Record labels weren't working at the time. So he was looking for a big investment. So we performed for Atlantic, performed for Universal. And in that moment, they would not fund the label that Brian wanted. So I knew I had to try something else to get to my potential fan base. I had just done my first TV guest star on Half and Half. And I played a baseball singer named Ace. Sang an original song of mine a cappella on the show because the pitcher, the baseball player, wanted to be an artist. And the half sisters, one worked at a record label, the other one didn't. The other one wanted this baseball player, to buy a house because she was helping sell a house. So she said, just meet with my half sister, and she told her half sister, tell him he's terrible at singing. Yeah. So I go into the record studio in the show, and I sing, but it's actually a song Ace wrote for Ace.
Right.
And I do it a cappella on the show. And she looks at me and she goes, that was so much better than it was supposed to be. And they wanted to sign me then in the show. So they're trying to sign me while the other half sister's trying to get me. That was my first guest star on a TV show. And it's half and half on UPN at the time.
Right.
And that Thursday was my curtain call. And Friday morning was the last chance to audition for American Idol. And it was in Denver, my hometown. So I asked everybody in production, if I leave Thursday and don't do the bows to the studio audience, is that okay? They're like, well, where are you going? I said, well, I'm going to get on a plane and I'm going to go to Denver and I'm going to audition for American Idol. They're like, yeah, that's okay. We'll just tell them what you're doing so they feel like they're a part of it. And I was like, sweet.
Yeah.
So I got on a plane, missed my first curtain call as a guest star on TV ever. Sat in a line with 20,000 people in Denver at Mile High, old Mile High. Yeah. And that was 2005, going into 2006. And I sat there, went through, got a ticket to audition, came back 2 weeks later, got in line again, sang, got through to production, sang for them, got another pass to go to the final judges, came back 2 weeks later, and sang for the 3 judges for the very first time. And I was the only person in Denver to get a yes from all 3 judges, Paula, Simon, Randy. And there was Daughtry. There was Bucky Covington. We had a lot of friends just in Denver audition alone. And
Yeah.
we didn't know we were going to be friends. Huh. We're part of thousands. But we did know that we're going to Hollywood Week in October. So we were cordial. We were nice to each other, and we were excited to see each other again. In LA, I went to Hollywood Week. We had 250 people. And they knocked us down to 24. Mm-hmm. So I legit saw people up on stage go home. And I was like, that's not going to happen to me. I'm going to know my stuff. I'm going to kill my song. I'm going to kill the group numbers. I'm going to do everything I can to get through this week. So I did. And at the end of that, I had a moment where I had 3 months before we were going live in February with season 5 American Idol. I needed a job. So with my no time in college, I got an interview to sell copiers for a business, Imagistics, in LA. I went into the interview, and the gentleman that was there was fantastic. He said, well, you know, there's a lot of people in the waiting room that are all bachelor degrees at the least. What do you have that would make me want to take you seriously? I said, well, I never did a day of college. Not one day. I knew I couldn't afford it. I said, but I'm an Eagle Scout. I did 7 years for my Eagle. So if you're just looking for something that can be completion, I did something longer than 4 years. And if you want to know how comfortable I am, you can give me stuff to sell right now, and I'll sell somebody in the front office. I got the job. So I went into their little family, and I had to go cold call all these companies in California to then get information to sell copiers for 3 months, knowing that I have American Idol in 3 months. They don't. But I didn't want to just do it to take money. So I went out and I'd worked as hard as I could. I would get 100 business cards a day. I'd figure out who's selling what and what they have at every office. And I legit laid out everything so that when they were ready to get a deal, even if it was like $10 a month saving, we were coming in, we're giving them new copy machines, new paper for free, everything. And when it got to the point where I knew I had to leave, I sat down with the same gentleman that hired me. I said, hey, didn't want to tell you this because I didn't know if they were going to let me through or let me do it, but I tried out for American Idol, and we're going live in February, so like in a week. I'm going to do that. And he legit said, well, have you taken good notes on your territory? And I said, I have. And I gave all my stuff to another salesman. And I even told the people that I left, all the people at their companies, that this other guy's going to be taking care of them. And he said, if you ever need a job and it doesn't work out the way you want, we're here for you. I said, thank you. I walked out. I was top 24 father figure performance on American Idol in front of, that was over 20,000 people. 20 million people live that first performance.
Did you know that?
No idea. None.
Yeah.
I saw the 500 in front of me,
Yeah.
and I heard Paula Simon and Randy.
And the camera or not?
I saw the
lights.
camera.
Yeah.
I saw that light. And all they said was, stare into the camera that has the light on. And I was like, cool. So I did. And when I did, they actually were like awkward on the other side. The judges were actually caught off guard. And Paula said, and when you looked in the camera, hello, she did a little hand gesture for the eyes. But that was my first performance. And it was amazing because all the people that I became friends with now from that season were all completely different. So I never felt like I was in competition because no one sounded like me and I didn't sound like anyone. So I just went out and had fun, sang my songs, and then we had fun on the tour. The finale of our season, Prince performed on. Like, came out, performed. Ridiculous.
Classic.
Just Prince. Right? And it's like, it was the Super Bowl. We had 200 million live viewers 2 days in a row. And we were just doing a live show.
It's like bigger than the Super Bowl.
It was huge.
Yeah.
And then we went out to do a tour that summer. We did 60 sold out arenas singing cover songs. 20,000 people at a time screaming for me to sing George Michael and other songs.
Madison Square Garden is 10,000?
Yeah.
Just for people.
Yeah.
To get an idea of
Isn't that
size.
insane?
Yeah.
We were bigger than Madonna. We were the biggest tour of the summer. We made that company $33 million in 3 months. And it was the biggest year of American Idol history.
Yeah.
The very next year, I think the finale had 40 million viewers.
That crazy.
And they couldn't sell out Paramounts. So
Yeah.
they ended up getting rid of performances because the focal wasn't on the people getting a life change. It was about the new judges. When you focus on judges, a la The Voice, the people that are the contestants don't get a shot to have a career. But the people that were with us were with us. And it was amazing. Still to this day, I'll see someone at tonight's show that I've known since then that's come to everything I've ever done.
Oh,
And I'm cordial.
it's a good family friend.
No, it's
Fan.
just a fan friend.
Yeah.
Yeah, that I really respect.
Yeah.
And I'm glad that they love the art that I'm doing still.
Yeah.
But it's just, you never know what's going to happen. You just have to be present now. Always now.
Yeah. When did they, and I'm just so curious on logistics of this, was there any grooming that happened along the process of American Idol when it went from like you just doing your own thing that you prepared to like, okay, so we need you?
There were moments where they didn't want us to sing songs we wanted to sing. So they would tell us that it wasn't cleared by the publishers.
Okay.
But they were.
Yeah.
So
200 million viewers.
Yeah,
Any publisher would be like,
right? Please sing it.
Well, please, yes.
Yeah. So I had one song I changed the day before.
Ooh.
And that was a lot for me. But if it's funny because now looking back, I mean, a minute and a half of a song is nothing now. I have to
You
learn
got 19 on this show.
and I have to learn
more.
like 3 songs and 4 scenes anytime I do an audition.
Yeah.
So a minute and a half of a song.
It's an audition cut.
Yeah.
Or smaller.
Yeah, smaller. But back then it was a lot
Yeah.
because it mattered so much.
Yeah.
So it was definitely nerve-wracking. And again, I was fight or flight. So I was in survival mode. I wasn't in creative mode. It wasn't until, I had to go through everything that happens after Idol where you're trying to find yourself again because a lot of people want you to sing songs that just sound like everything you covered. But I didn't know if I stood for that. So it's taken me 10 years to figure out who I am as an artist, what I want to stand for.
Yeah.
And I just finally recorded that album. I'll be mixing it and mastering it when we're done with this show. I'll be back in Nashville. It's just me and an acoustic guitar.
Yeah.
But the songs matter enough that I want them to be on my gravestone.
Okay. How have you traversed this kind of career, staying in entertainment and jumping from one platform to the next? We talked about it for a little bit. It's like you can dip your toe in anything, but
Yeah.
you got to be good or they're not having you back.
Yeah, if you're not
Gotta
good,
be.
if you're not good the first time, they will never invite you back.
Yeah.
I was on Bones as a guest star, and they murdered me. And it was so much fun. I got to sing a couple songs as the character in a karaoke spot. So I got to murder some Nickelback and some other fun stuff. And I got the biggest compliment I could have ever received from the director. He literally pulled over. He was running from one soundstage to another on his Pee Wee Herman bike, like a beach cruiser, right?
Love it.
He pulled over and goes, "Ace, I just want you to know, it was so much fun working with you. I wish we didn't kill you."
We could have used you more.
Could have used you more. But they used me in that episode. It's quite a bit. It was the one right before their finale of that season.
It was a big show.
It was a lot of fun. So I did
Yeah.
an episode of Bones. I did an episode of Born Again Virgin where I got to play a homeless person that's led into this all three girls' apartment to get cleaned up. But I have PTSD. And there's a thunderstorm happening outside. So anytime we heard that, I was screaming and hiding. And they had no idea who I was. And in the episode, my wife died, but they didn't know how. So they thought I was a murderer. So every sharp object, they started corralling while I was taking a shower and screaming when I heard lightning. But it was a blast.
Crazy.
And I've been asked back on the TV platform.
Yeah.
I just did my first movie. My first movie we shot a couple years ago. It's called Clinton Road. It's one of the top 10 scariest places in the U.S. It's a 10-mile stretch of road in New Jersey that was created in the mining times, in the early 1800s, like mining. They created this road to get from the city to the mines. To this day, people go missing on this 10-mile stretch. Your phone doesn't work. All the stuff we had out there shooting the movie, like all the batteries, all the cameras, were just depleting so fast. And we were out in the woods for 3 weeks shooting this movie. Me, Ice-T, Richard Grieco, all these people that were doing the show. We were doing it together. It's my first scary movie. And it was a ball. So now that's coming out the 13th. It's coming out literally like Wednesday, Thursday this week. And it's already won 2 awards at different film festivals for the best horror movie. And it's coming. And theater was fight or flight for me when I started. When I did Grease, I know it's a lighthearted show, but I was in survival mode still. So when I did it, I didn't get to enjoy the show. I mean, I was great as Kaniki. I was present, but I had to be Kaniki. Like I didn't get to enjoy any of the in-between stuff. So it was very stressful for me.
Yeah.
When I came back and I was offered hair as Burger, I enjoyed Burger. That was the first time I'd ever performed where my heart rate didn't go up, I wasn't profusely sweating, and I could actually enjoy the character and all the moments. And now I'm taking that into all the things I do. I get to take it into Aida, I get to take it into television, I get to take it into film. And it's changed my entire look on art. Because my goal with art is not to change your mind. That's not my goal. My goal is to push your boundaries of comfort. I don't care what they are. I have nothing that makes me uncomfortable. Not one thing. You could ask me to do anything.
That's good.
And I would do it.
Yeah.
If it's scripted, I would do it.
Yeah.
And I would ask you some interesting questions. If you said, hey, walk down the bar, piss in the shot glass, and then take the shot glass and throw it in this person's face. My questions would be interesting because I'm not worried about the pissing in the shot glass part.
Yeah.
But I would ask, when I'm pissing in the shot glass, are you going to have a tight shot on it so I can aim really well and look at it? Or do you just want me to let it hit it periodically? Like, I just want to know the shot you're going for. I'll give you all intention. I'm already past the will I piss in the shot glass moment.
Right.
So my comforts are about pushing your comfort level because that's what art is. It's about making new sculptures with different textiles. It's about making new music with different instruments. It's about making music that's not about screaming the highest, not about doing the best riff, but about actually being the emotion of the statement of the song. I do not care about a riff to save my life. But if there's a moment of an emotion that hits, that song is going to get something bigger than just a straight performance. Because I'm overjoyed. I have to let this out. It's bigger than that. And that's what I do. I want to push your level of comfort just to wake you the fuck up. Whether it's TV, film, musical, or my own music, I just want to wake you up. Because so many people are in cruise control. They're doing their 9 to 5, or they're doing whatever they do on a regular, and they are not awake. They're waking up, they're enjoying 5 minutes before they get their coffee. They're enjoying 15 minutes before they go to the subway or their car. And then they go to work, and it's like a flash of time before they leave work. And they might have 1 hour where they are awake to do something else in the day. And that's disgusting. So I just want to wake everybody up. I've been spoiled. I've been awake for a long time, which makes me very bored when I'm around people in cruise control because I can't get their attention.
Yeah. I think the kids say woke these days. Just teasing.
Hey,
Wait, no, I love
I'll
that.
even be woken.
But you're so woken. We'll have to check that one. No, it's just so funny though, because you're right. Yeah, you wake up, you get out of your square bed, you get in your square shower, you eat out of your square cereal box, you get your square car, you sit at your square cubicle at your square desk, pick up your square phone. It's just like square. It's also.
And you're looking forward to a vacation that you might not even be present for when you
it's
go.
that whole weekend thing.
Yeah.
Live for the weekend. Live for the weekend. It's like, but. Have you thought about where your work ethic comes from? Like, where does it come from? Where does this tenacity and drive?
For me?
Yeah, and diligence and...
I mean, ultimately, I'm grabbing your attention for something. I better mean it.
Yeah.
So my biggest thing is, like, when I show up, I'm ready.
Yeah.
I'm always ready. Because if I'm not, the director can't direct. He can't direct if I'm face down and into words of songs that I don't know. If I don't even know the intention of the song and I'm just trying to sing the words correctly. A director directs. So I have to be ready. I don't accept a job if I don't have time to get ready for it. And certain jobs, I don't know how much time it's going to take. Like I did 3 different gigs in a row where I had to memorize 40 different songs I've never performed before. 40. I've never performed before. 3 consecutive jobs. 40 songs, no teleprompter.
Huh.
And I thought, I don't know if I can do this. So I just listened to all the songs. Started singing the first gig. Listened to all the songs. Singing the first gig. Listened to all the songs. Went to the first gig. Finished. Threw all those out of my brain. Got on a plane. Listened to the next gig. Started singing. Listened to the last song. Singing the second gig. Got there. Walked out. The words were there. Threw it away. Got on the next plane. Listened to the last amount of songs. And the last was actually one of the hardest. One of those songs was Falcon in the Dive. That's got a lot of words.
Yeah.
And that was like all Broadway. But I needed the challenge. And I told myself, if I do this, I'll be ready for any show. Any show. Went and did that last performance. I did that. I did God on High. Hear my prayer. And I had never sung that before. I'd heard it when I was 19 years old in 1999. But I never sung it. And I went to sing it, and right before I did, I was in a room full of past Army vets. These guys are all Army vets. And behind me is a picture of the person putting on the event with their son who's overseas who can't be at the event with us. And I'm saying, bring him home. And they all got to cry.
And you had to hold it.
I didn't. And it was hard. It was incredibly hard. But I got through it. You have to realize that your brain is just a database. It's literally just a computer hard drive. There's nothing holding you back. Your body isn't holding you back. If you're not flexible, start stretching. You'll be more flexible tomorrow than you are today. If you have no muscle, start lifting. Eat enough food so that you can feed that muscle so it can grow. You have to use it. Your body is all response. Everything your body does is a response of you doing something to it. If you do nothing, you store the food you don't burn, you become a little chunkier. If you work out, you get leaner. If you add weights to it, you get muscular. If you stretch, you get flexible. Your body is only reacting, which means your body is not you. It's just a portal that looks like 2 people that fucked. And you're thankful for them. Because they gave you the portal, and you legit picked the best pieces of both people to create your eyelashes, your skin, your eyebrows, your body, your muscle texture, your tendons, your bones. You're in survival mode as a baby, picking the best attributes that both parents give. You're never 50% your mom and 50% your dad. If you go get your blood tested, you could be 98% your dad and 2% your mom, because the body doesn't work like a pizza. It doesn't cut up like a pizza in half and into quarters. Your body legit is in survival mode. It is reacting to what's in the world outside. So it's saying, fuck, I need to have this because the sun is killing today. So I better get some skin that can actually take that.
Yeah.
I better get these teeth because we're eating a lot of food that's heavy in that protein and that meat. I got to have strong teeth. Your body's in survival. So why, when we're alive, outside of your mom's stomach, would it be any different? It's just a portal. It's not who you are. Who you are is you. That's your spirit. That's whatever's inside this computer. And the computer is responsive. It's reactive. So in this moment, I now, with that mindset, can train myself to do anything.
Yeah, when you think of it that way.
It's that simple.
Yeah, you can
It's not
literally
like-
just say do it.
It's not like 8th grade, I stuttered on that one word or I spelled wrong with an R, so I'm always going to mess up wrong. I already know it was wrong. That's why it stuck a memory in my head. I know I was nervous, so I stuttered. So what can I do to not be nervous? I mean, a lot of actors, it's funny. They legit go into auditions and they're nervous. And I understand because I've been there. My biggest fear as a kid was singing. So I faced it at 11.
Ironic.
I faced it at 11. And I never had a bad response from singing. So the universe was saying, dude, sing. You're supposed to sing.
Yeah.
Because not one person came up and was like, that sucked. Every single person was like, dude, I don't know how you had the courage to sing that song. Or they're like, that's one of my favorite songs. I didn't even know you knew that song. Everything was positive. I had never done anything in my life that had that much of a positive response.
Is there ever a day where you just don't want to do it, whatever it is?
Oh, I sleep a lot.
Yeah.
I love to sleep. But you know why?
Why?
Because I dream. I dream every night. And I know it's a dream. In my dreams, I can fly. In my dreams, I can do anything. I could literally look at you and be like, but that wall's made out of chocolate and we're going to eat it. Like,
You're into the wall.
It's amazing. You can do anything you want in a dream.
Right.
It's the Matrix. But that's also part of our freedom. And I'm just letting the body rest. I'm letting the vocal cords chill, letting the muscles regain their composure from me beating them up at the gym.
Yeah.
I know they're going to work on fixing themselves the whole time I'm sleeping. So I'm going to enjoy my dream when I don't feel this body. So for me, I don't see any time like I don't want to do anything. When I sign up for a show, I sign up for the run of the show because that's what I want to do. I don't sing for the first show and lose my voice for the second. I sing for the last show.
Because that's what you signed up
Because that's what I signed up for. I've never missed a show. Ever.
And that's not.
That's
luck.
not normal.
That's
training.
Hard work. Yeah, that's hard work.
That's training.
Yeah.
When we did Joseph, Diana had the harder track vocally than I did because she was the narrator. And if anybody listens to the narrator, they would realize quickly it was written for a man. The narrator is jumped up an octave
It's insane.
and sang in the stratosphere.
Yeah.
So the narrator vocal is not fair. Joseph
By any mean of the word.
Joseph is not the star of that show. He sings 2 songs and does everything the narrator says. You get like a P90X workout on stage and you sing 2 numbers. It's the easiest thing ever. But in that production, we had a year and a half on the road. We had 328 shows when we started. And Diana and I looked at each other and said, this is a blessing that we get to do this together. Let's do whatever we can to get through it strong and make sure every show matters. So if there's someone there for the first time seeing us or the show, they love that show. Every show matters. And we worked hard together. She would text me what she wanted to eat after the shows, sitting across from me at a table, because she had to save her voice for the next show. But out of our entire company, 48 people on tour for a year and a half, there were 4 that made every show. And Diana and I were 2 of them.
Wow.
That's insane. I know that's not normal, but we were fighting for the end of the contract. We wanted to give them what they paid us for.
Survival mode.
Yeah. And we're the names of the show when we were going out, so we wanted anybody to come to see the show that they saw on the poster. Like, I don't want to give them something else. Because you came, that might be the only time you drove 3 hours to get to a theater and you're going to see Ace for the first time. I'm going to fucking kill it. You're going to get the best show you've ever seen. That's my job.
How do you view happiness?
Always neutral. That's my neutral.
That's your neutral.
Yeah.
I asked that question because it's been an anomaly watching you work. Just in this show. I mean, this is, watching you work. And it's like just from day one to now and, tech week and all the things that can come up and the emotions and how everything can fluctuate as it does.
Totally.
And you're just literally, it's the white line upstage. It's just like, deet, 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 deet. It's like just a straight line of, just completely consistent and neutral, So I'm curious.
That.
I'm just like, that's conscious.
Yeah.
You
You decide how you feel every day.
Yeah.
And we get to do what we want to do in the arts. So this is an awesome day. But even if I go home and I'm putting up a gate, like that's an awesome day. I'm never thinking, oh, I got to put up a gate.
Right.
I'm thinking, man, I get to put up a gate. I want to make sure it's here forever.
Was that taught to you, or that's just the way you think?
It's just how I am. I'm not going to do anything unless I want to enjoy doing it.
Yeah.
Like I want to kill
be
it.
in a situation where you don't want to do it.
No. And that's but I chose. I literally made a choice. And it took me a while to get there, to make my everyday feeling happy. Why can't it be? Bad things are going to happen. It's a given. You're going to die. You know that?
Yeah.
I'm going to die.
We're closer to death than we were before we started.
Before we started this long interview that this guy won't stop talking about. But no, it's a given. Like that is the only guarantee you have, is that we're going to die. We don't know how. We don't know when. But it's guaranteed. This machine will stop. And you will go wherever you believe you'll go, or you won't, because you might not believe you go anywhere. But you're going to go wherever you are supposed to go. I don't even worry about where I'm going to go, because I can't. I can't do that and be here. I can't worry about what I did and be here. I have to be in the present. My present, I decide to be happy. And what you notice is you bring out happiness around you, and you see different sides of people that could be their only happy moment of their day. But it's a happy moment around you, and happiness spreads, and it literally is contagious.
It's contagious.
And
it's just like fear, just like hate.
Yeah.
But happiness is contagious.
But if you decide, would you rather decide in the morning to go, oh man, my back kind of hurts in that lower region. I guess today will just be good. That's what you're going to carry all day. That's what you're going to have around you. And you're actually going to attract the guy that comes in and he's like, man, this morning, I didn't know if I was going to make it. That's the conversation you're going to have around you all day.
Yeah.
But if you decide, man, my it's still kind of tweaking in that one little place, but I have so many vertebrae that aren't hurting right now. I'm doing pretty good.
Yeah.
Like I have one vertebrae out of all of them that's giving me a little pinch. All the rest are killing it. So I'm like in the 90 percentile of healthy vertebrae right now. Yeah. I feel great. That's an A.
Cup half full.
Cup overflowing.
Overflowing.
Why not?
Yeah.
Because then the great things happen.
Yeah.
My objective in life isn't just art. My objective is to help other people's dreams come true. And for a lot of people, that's just getting through their bucket list. Because it's the things they never think they're ever going to possibly do. I just finished mine.
Your list?
My list is done.
For real?
Yep.
That's great.
I have nothing on my bucket list that I've wanted to do since my 20s that I haven't already done. Whether it's traveling somewhere in the world, trying something drink-wise or cigars, or traveling to try all these different things you can do, skydiving, all that stuff. Yeah. I've done everything on my bucket list. I ended it by making the album I wanted to stand for as an artist, just to give back to music before I got here. That was the last thing. Yeah. I wanted to make an album that I could put the title of each song on my face forever. And I stood by it. And it wasn't that I had to show off. It wasn't that I needed anybody to notice. No. It's just I stand for it because I believe in it this much. And the album's actually all about making you comfortable. I want you to feel your comfort when you hear my music. When you have a stressed day, I want you to put my album on so it can just slap the walls and slap all the crappiness of your day out of the room. I want you to calm down and realize how great you actually are. That's my album. It's a feel. Because I feel great. You deserve to feel great too.
Hell yeah.
That's it.
Before we started talking, you said to me, don't force it.
Mm-hmm.
And I love that because we tried to force a lot of square pegs into round holes.
Yeah.
And Brian McKnight said no the first time you opened the door.
Yep.
You didn't feel like you were forcing it by knocking a second time.
No, because I didn't need him. I needed a name. Just say a name and shut the door. I will find them tomorrow.
So how much is there an amount of time that you hear no before you stop asking something?
You hear no all the time.
Do you hear no?
Yeah, I do. No,
Yeah.
I hear no.
I'm just interested because like you don't force. It's clear you don't force it. Like
Yeah.
the way your career. I mean, it's like after listening to you for now like 40 minutes, you're not forcing your your living.
No.
But dealing with no, or really to get to that goal that you want, and someone's like, no.
I audition for things all the time. If I get 5% of what I audition for, I'm gonna have a hell of a career. It's not about, in my brain, it's not about getting the job. It's about showing the character I see in the job. Like if you give me a script, I'm going to read it. I'm going to see a version of that character that I believe. I'm going to give you my version. If you agree with me, you're going to hire me. But as long as I give you the version I see, I have no regret. I don't walk out of there going, I should have stuck to my guns and done what I thought on that line with the exclamation, and I should have whispered it because everybody else is yelling. Doesn't matter. All that matters is that you believe it when you say it. That's all that matters. Doesn't matter what the words are. Words don't matter. You matter. And there's an actor I love that can prove it. Didn't meet him because I didn't want to meet him. I've met a few people that I don't appreciate anymore because they've had bad days when I met them.
Yeah.
So I had a chance to meet Christopher Walken. His dresser, when he was doing a play, I was in hair at the time. His dresser was a big fan of mine. We were also friends. He worked with me on Grease. He would just be in my dressing room at the end of Act 1. And he was a little frustrated. He was like, damn it, Ace, I missed the naked scene again. And he just wanted to see this beautiful scene.
I forgot about that.
He goes, just get undressed. And I was like, no, 2,000 people just spent good money to see a beautiful scene. And if you can call out of your show one night, you can see the show as well. He goes, we have the exact same schedule. By the way, Christopher Walken wants to meet you. Do you want to meet him? No. What? No. I love his work. I don't want to meet him. But I saw the play. I want him to sign something for me. Okay, what do you want him to sign? In the play, he's looking for his hand. His childhood hand. Because kids put his arm down on a train track and it was crushed off. Cut off. Clear. So the play is called The Behanding of Spokane. So I said, I want one of the hands that falls out all over the stage signed by Christopher Walken. It's like, that's weird. I was like, I know, but I think he'll understand the art side of it.
Yeah.
Like, whatever, I'll ask him. Very next day, I go up at the end of Act 1 in my dressing room. There's my buddy sitting in my chair, and he goes, I missed the scene again. I said, hey, if you get out of your show earlier, we'll be there.
If
We're
you
doing
want to
it.
see me,
Yeah,
baby.
exactly. And he goes, well, there's your hand. It's on the desk. I was like, cool. And I look at it, and it says Ace. I heart C. Walken. Oh, I heart NY, New York, C. Walken. I said, I heart New York. Why did he write that? And he goes, I asked him the same thing, and he replied, because I do. I was like, I could see that.
Well, at least I got the hand.
Yeah. I was like, cool. I flip it over. And on the other side, since it's a hand and our call is always half hour, Sam Rockwell wrote, Ace, don't jerk off at half hour. Sam Rockwell. And that's amazing.
Oh, that's amazing. What a story.
So I kept the hand.
Yeah.
But I still never met Christopher or Sam. I want to work with Sam.
Yeah.
And I never met Chris. Because,
Sam, if you're listening.
Yeah, I do. I want to work with him. He's a
Yeah.
fantastic actor. And he's just, man, he's so in it every time. I appreciate that.
Just like you. My God.
I'm working on it.
All right.
But that was something that was interesting because
Yeah.
I didn't go and meet him because I love his work. He legit, when he gets a script, has them take out all punctuation. Christopher Walken will not take a script with a comma, a period, a question mark, an exclamation point, because he'll read something with his own intention, with his own version. And that's how he's become himself. So he'll see something where it's like, it'll say, I love you, and that's why you can't leave me. And he'll see it, and he'll look at you and go, I love you, and that's why you can't leave.
Holy shit, you
Me.
just explained it.
He gets rid of all punctuation.
Yeah.
Never misses a word,
Yeah.
but he says it how he wants to say it.
And it's different.
It's amazing.
It's amazing.
And the words don't matter
Because you feel it.
because he means it. If a dog barks, you're going to know why. We're just animals. So, yes, I appreciate all the words that are beautiful in every play and every script. But if it has no intention, goes on deaf ears.
Do you have a favorite failure?
Oh, yeah. I failed in everything. That's why
What's your
why I
favorite?
feel I'm so good at everything.
What's your favorite?
Ugh.
If one, I don't want to put you on the spot. Nothing. If there's too many to choose from.
Okay. Fight or flight. Grease. I'm playing Kanicki. I said I wouldn't play Danny. I came off my high horse off American Idol and I could make decisions.
Yeah.
So I was like, I actually said, guys, I really don't want to play Danny. Everybody knows Danny's nice. I'd like to play the asshole. Let me be Kanicki. So I can just play a mean guy, like a guy's guy. And they said, well, you'll be the biggest Kanicki billboard in Times Square, because there's never been a Kanicki billboard. And I was. So I had a huge billboard in Times Square as Kanicki.
Come see Kanicki.
Yeah.
Grease.
But see Grease Lightning.
Yeah.
So it was amazing. I go out, and again, I'm in fight or flight mode in that time. So I'm just trying to do it right. I walk out, and someone goes, hey, Kanix, you want part of my sandwich? And I go, get out of here with that dog food. I don't need any of that crap. And I reach into a sandwich bag, and I pull out a big marshmallow, little like chewy bite thing from the 50s. I don't even know what they're called. They're pink.
Great.
Sparkly marshmallow. And I take a big bite of it, and it's a joke.
Yeah.
One day, I look at him, I go, get out of here with that dog food. I don't need any of that crap. And I reach into the bag, and I pull out a perfectly good sandwich. I had the wrong prop bag, and my brain went, pah, gone.
Oh, yeah.
I had nothing. No words, just looking at a sandwich. Very confused. My buddy who's in Beetlejuice now goes, so, Kanix, you gonna get a car? I was like, yeah, I'm gonna get a car. It's gonna be fast. It's gonna be red. And I'm gonna call it Grease Lightning. None of those words are in the script except for Grease Lightning. I went on a tangent. My brain literally went to another world because of a prop being wrong. And that's when I knew I wasn't in the art the correct way, because I couldn't go with it. I couldn't react. And half of what we do is react. Like, our show can change every day.
Oh, yeah.
I try lines different ways to see if you're going to get big or small on the reaction.
Oh, yeah.
And that's the fun of it. It's like, oh,
Yeah.
I wonder where he's going to go if I don't get big. If I don't yell. Let's see if he comes back at me angry or if he just has a conversation. Like, we're playing with it.
Oh, yeah.
You can't do that if you're just counting the lines before you speak.
If you're on autopilot.
Fight or flight.
Fight or flight.
Yeah. So I knew I needed a lot of work. So when I got back to LA after Greece, they got me to do the Greece tour, but I had some time to fill. So I went and I started working with acting coaches. I was like, I have to get through this because this isn't working. I have more opportunities that are going to come and I'm not ready. I didn't feel like I was ready. So I got with a very dear friend, Eric Roberts. Worked with him on scene work. He and his wife, Eliza, helped me with so many things. And they got me out of my head. And they did it in the strangest ways. Because when they gave me a script, they said, memorize it. And I'd read it. And I was so worried that I wouldn't know the lines correctly. These are all words that I've said before. Why can't I just put them in order? And I was reading it. So in my delivery, they could hear that I was worried about just saying the damn lines. They said, okay, now you're going to do it and you're going to play basketball with me while we're saying it. So we'd go outside and shoot baskets. I didn't think about the words because I was thinking about making the basket. Then they were like, let's go fold some laundry and we're going to read this other scene. We were doing activity to get me out of my brain. And we would just say the lines. Then they'd go, okay, now stand up in the middle of the room and let's just read the scene. You already know it. And I would say the first line, and God willing, the next line was ready. I'd hear them say something, and it just made sense to say the next line. Writer wrote something that made sense. Then the next line came, made sense to say the following line. But if I tried to remember all of my lines before I walked out, I don't know which one would have came out first. So I really had to work on getting out of it so that I could just enjoy the points of the conversation. I already know all the words. And if you take me on a tangent or go somewhere where you blank out, I'm going to reiterate your line as I gave you the next line. Like I'll legit say what you were going to say and I'll bring it back with mine. Because that's my job. Because I'm so active, I'm listening like someone watching the show for the first time. So I'll be like, huh, interesting. Now I know that you have this, that, and the other, but here's what I'm doing.
Yeah.
And they're going to go, wow, I don't remember it like that, but it makes sense.
But he believed it.
Yeah.
So it must be right. It must be real because the words don't matter.
They don't matter.
It's so true. I mean, we had that cell phone go off.
Yeah.
Right at the beginning of.
Bump, bump.
Yeah, it was an alarm.
It was like a fire alarm.
Yeah.
That was a terrible ringtone.
Fallout shelter thing.
Yeah.
That was funny. That was like just a little.
Yeah.
Well, I acknowledge that. I've never heard that sound in Egypt before.
Should have rubbed your tummy and been like, excuse me.
You don't forget a line. It's a soft focus. Yeah, I know. Should have been like.
Indigestion.
Yeah. Oh, they're building again. But it keeps you from being thrown.
Yes.
It's that soft focus because you're present.
But everything is that. So when I do a show now, it doesn't matter if I do it 1,000 times.
No.
Every show, I don't know what's going to happen. I have no idea.
Do you expect? You don't even have.
I don't expect anything. I don't expect stairs to be there that have been there every time. Because if they're not there, I'm going to break my ankle if I think they're there. I'm going to fall on my face.
Yeah.
Like, I never expect anything. But that's what we do all day. Like, we don't know if someone's going to come walking through that door at any point in this whole conversation. But if they do, we're not going to instantly go, a person!
This was going so well.
Oh my gosh, start it over. That was terrible. Why did you walk in here?
Yeah.
Because it doesn't matter.
No.
You're going to go, oh, hey, John, right?
Yeah.
You're just going to wing it because that's life. We're all winging it. And if you can get that into the acting, everybody feels like they're just a fly on the wall. Instead of seeing you moving your mouth on the next line and then saying it. Because some people do that.
I know.
And they'll be like, Q word, Q word, Q word, Q word. And then they'll say it.
That's all it is with me, isn't it?
I didn't want to say initials, but his name is Clayton. Howie.
Oh my God. But that's such a good metaphor for life though. You know, because when someone screams at you.
Everything's unexpected.
Oh, I had no expectations.
Yeah.
And it's just, and now I respond.
I had a moment today in the show where when I was walking down the aisle after Like Father, Like Son, singing the letter, a woman wasn't ready for me to be next to her like that. And she did a laugh, not listening to the words. She did a laugh that could have totally pulled me out. She sounded like the dog in Duck Hunt. Like it went, hoo, 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 hoo. Like it legit was like it was like a vocal warm up.
Yeah.
And my brain went duck hunt. And I just kept walking, singing the letter as I went up to the stage, but it was very loud in a very quiet moment. But she did it without thinking. That was her reaction to me being right next to her when she'd been watching us on stage. It was very interesting.
Yeah, it could have completely screwed you up if you were. Yeah.
If that was me years ago, I might have been somewhere else. I might have like looked at her and forgot my line. That's weird.
Yeah.
Because I never forget my lines when I'm talking to myself or my imaginary friends on the pier.
Yeah.
Like, it's a great convo.
Yeah.
So why would I if some homeless person came over and said, hey, you have change? I'd still be talking to my friends in my head. But that's life. You're supposed to be reacting. Same thing with conversation. Same thing with your body. Same thing with anything you want to do. Like if I want to be a gymnast, I got to torture my body the way that gymnasts torture their body. If I'm not comfortable with that, I'm not going to be a gymnast.
And then you don't have an upset day while you're doing it because you've decided to do it.
Exactly. And the pain makes sense.
Yeah.
It's like, man, my chest hurts. Well, maybe it's because you were lifting, the car yesterday at the gym.
Yeah.
It makes sense.
Yeah.
Or, man, I'm hungry. Well, maybe it's because you're trying to cut some weight and you're burning it at the gym. You're not eating enough. Like everything is a reaction.
Yeah.
So I need to do that as an actor. My job is to get a reaction out of you. And sometimes I have to overreact so I can get you to jump and go to your big moment. Sometimes I have to underreact so you're like, what the fuck is he up to?
And then we have a show.
And then we have a push-pull.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Completely out there, left field. What do you listen to? What kind of music do you listen to when you're having like a cigar, maybe a little whiskey hanging out, when you relax, when you're not surviving?
When I'm not surviving. Well, I haven't been for years now. I listen to Sade.
Yeah.
I love some Sade. Oftentimes, I don't listen to other people. I mean, I'll grab a guitar and jam.
And you'll just play.
Yeah, and I don't need to create anything. I just like playing through different chords and figuring out what chording I like. And if I hear melody, I'll throw it out a couple times. I don't record songs when I get the idea right away. I'll play. I mean, I didn't record this album for 2.5 years, but I've been playing the songs for a year. I wanted to get them right. When I went to the studio, I was able to lock into the intention of every song, where I got to play each song once, some twice, just because we wanted another intention on it. I was done with the whole album in 3.5 hours.
It's like a concert. You just do it.
That's what it is. I've been
that's what
practicing
this
for
is.
the show. Yeah.
We don't get a second take on stage.
No, I was practicing for the show.
Huh.
So why should the album be anything different when it's just me and a guitar?
Then you, yeah.
And that's it. So keep your ear out. It's going to be Ace Bare, Bare. No backgrounds, no other instruments, just me and my little lady acoustic guitar.
Is there going to be a release party
I don't know.
in New York?
I don't know if I care.
I get tickets to the ones in New York.
Yes. But I'm going to do performances regardless.
Okay, yeah.
I've done a couple things. I did a little bit at Birdland and tested some songs.
Great.
Did some in California. I did some actually on The Biggest Show. It's a CW show that's coming out right now. Performed a couple songs on their show. That was the first time I ever played guitar in front of anybody. And it was a few thousand people in a studio audience.
Yeah.
Me on a mic.
I love it. I love it.
I don't have a backup plan. Never have. If I do, I'll do it.
Yeah.
So I don't do backups. I just go for the throat. Have fun.
It couldn't be more obvious watching you live, work, play,
Yeah.
survive,
Thank you.
enjoy. Last question as we wrap up here.
No worries.
Word or phrase that you could put on a billboard for millions of people to see. It could be about life, work. It could be about your next movie.
All my ads.
Yeah, right. Does anything come to mind? I don't know. There's like,
If I had advice for the human race, I would specifically just write be you.
how
That's it.
simple.
But that's life.
That is life. It's simple.
So many people try to please other people in order to fit into groups they don't even know if they want to be a part of. And I found out that I didn't care about any groups because I'm not a group person. I love everybody. I don't care if you're a bad person. I still have love for you. The world put you in some hard times and you're reacting this way because that's your survival. That's your reaction. But there's also great people that I love just the same. I give everybody a chance to be their true self. And I feel that you will never be free until you truly ask yourself, how does Clay feel about this? Without your parents telling you what's right or wrong, without what you've been told is correct and not, even if your parents won't agree, but you know something's not right here. How does Clay feel about this? Does Clay like chocolate ice cream or vanilla? Do you like ice cream at all? Instead of being the perfect date, getting whatever the other person wants and eating it because we eat everything. That's a given. But what do you want? You're dead tomorrow. There's ice cream. You get to order one. Which one are you going to get? Nobody's there to eat it with you. If you don't know, figure it out. And my cigar time has been a lot of that. Been me thinking, what does Ace think about this? How do I feel about things? How do I take on the world in a way where I know I'm strong in my belief system, but I don't need a support system to keep me true to my beliefs. I don't need to lean on somebody and be like, that's right? Like, we feel that way, right?
Yeah.
It's like, no, I just, that's right. That's how I see it. And I don't need to change anyone.
Right.
So my biggest thing that I did when I got off the Joseph tour is I got my first tattoo. First tattoo is on my back. It's a crown. 5 tops, 5 boys, 1 for each of the young boys. Put my family crest right across it. Says young. That's me saying thank you to the 5 boys, my 4 siblings, and my family for bringing me up. Thank you. But from this moment on, I am the king of my future, regardless if you agree or not.
And it's right there behind you.
It's right there seeing you when I walk out the door.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't matter what you think. What matters is how I live my life. This is my movie. I get to watch it. If I don't like what I see, I change it.
And you don't have to explain it.
Doesn't matter.
You do what you want.
And I love them to death.
Huh.
But I can't make decisions based on their insecurities. The world's a different place every day.
That's powerful. You can't make your decisions based off of their or anyone else's
Insecurities. Because then I wouldn't do anything. I wouldn't go anywhere. And that's not a way to live. That's a way to die. And for me, you know, that's just not where I am. So I got some more tattoos. My arm has the lion eating a snake. Now for me, the lion just goes with the king theme. But the lion is killing. Because right now, it is time to kill all opportunities that come my way. I don't care what it is. If you think I'm right for the part, I'll do it. Don't care. You think I can do it? I'm going to do it. Sounds good. Even if I'm like, what are you talking about? There is no way. I'm going to figure it out. Because you saw it and you were like, Ace, will you do this? Yep. I'll do it. Time to kill. Seize the opportunity. And then I have my wife's lips on my neck. For me, that's a heart. That's my love and support. Celebrated 6 years marriage. Known each other for over 10. Thank you. Yeah. And these are the things that are for me. I don't care what anybody thinks of them. Yeah. I just found artists that I appreciate, and I was creative. But when I look at them, I see the new me instead of me getting dressed like the 25-year-old me that was just trying to look the same every day. I see a new me. And in the new me, I have to then wake up when I look in the mirror and go, dude's different. Okay. All right, let's rock this. Let's figure out what we're going to do today. And these are my reminders every day. But I choose to be happy. I know that I'm capable. And then I put myself through whatever rigorous things I need to do in order to be prepared. Simple.
Being you. I love it.
Be you.
I love it.
That's my billboard.
This has been a great conversation.
Thank you.
I mean, I can feel it.
Thank you for
I'm
having
assuming
me.
you could feel it too.
I can.
It's been a good conversation. I know people listening will feel it.
Will you feel it?
Will you? Anything else you just want to? I mean, we're finishing up. So, is there anything else that you want to mention, add that didn't come to mind that I didn't ask you that you felt you want to?
No.
Love it.
Ultimately, I can't wait to meet everybody listening.
Yeah.
Wherever we meet, I can't wait to work with you. If I'm supposed to work with you, I'm ready. Whenever you're ready, our paths will cross.
I love that. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, Ace Young.
You've been listening to Entertainment X, the podcast. You can follow Entertainment X on Instagram at _EntertainmentX_. If you haven't yet, go to Apple Podcasts and subscribe, rate, and review this podcast. Join Clay next week for another curiosity conversation on Entertainment X. Thank you for listening.